Hello, everyone. This is Chris Wager from Conservative Voice, which is a commentary platform for today's conservatives, constitutionalists, liberalists, and where we like to talk about things that are concerned the Republic, the stories that are, coming up in the news, the craziness of what's going on, and commentary on what we feel will be the future of America. One point that I made or have made yesterday is the Democrats becoming so desperate. See, the Democrats were supposed to win the election. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win the election and finish the work that Obama started. Trump was a wild card. They never expected him, and he delayed their plans by 4 years. So they are desperate to regain power because every day Trump is in office, he's undoing all their work to the point where they're going to have to start over in their decline and deconstruction of America. You hear, Nancy Pelosi making ridiculous statements like there's a cover-up with no evidence whatsoever. He threw a tantrum. He's out of control. He's unfit. They're trying to play that card again so that they have a leg to stand on to take it to Congress, but they don't. And as we become closer to the 2020 election, that they're going to become more desperate in their attempt to disqualify Donald Trump in the eyes of their base. From now until the election, they have to disqualify and destroy Donald Trump. If they let him get to the election, he'll win. And if he wins and delays their plans for another 4 years, they're screwed. And they know it. But the Democratic Party has bigger problems right now. There's a branch of the Democratic Party in the far, far left, like Omar and Cortez, that they have lost control of. They're out in the press saying and doing what they want instead of following, party lines of what the real directive is for the Democratic Party. So there's been kind of a standoff or showdown, I guess you want to call it, in a meeting yesterday where Nancy Pelosi was saying that Donald Trump was involved in a cover-up as she's going into a meeting with him. Okay. Yeah, the timing isn't very good there, Nancy. And so that's where they come out with the premise of he's not fit. He can't lead. Somebody has to have an intervention. When she said it's time for an intervention, to me, what that said was that it's time for them to ramp up their rhetoric. They are declaring war. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. This is just a little bit of some of the commentary that we'd like to bring to you and have discussions with and try to understand what's going on and predict where it's headed for the country. Thank you. This is Chris Wager from Conservative Voice, and Hey everyone, it's Chris Wager from Conservative Voice. I'm back. I wanted to talk about some of the comments that were made yesterday and what's going on today. Okay, and I've been listening to, other commentators like Rush Limbaugh and what they had to say about the comments that Trump is unfit, he needs an intervention, and it's not true. It's all, you might as well figure whenever a Democrat is at a mic, they're lying or exaggerating. Because, when she came out and said there's a cover up, did you know there was a cover up? And then, the obvious question would be, what are they covering up, Nancy? Do you have any evidence? Do you have any information? Or is it just more rhetoric, where you're trying to plant a negative seed in everybody's mind continuously about Donald Trump? Yeah, I think it's more that. Yesterday I made a video because of something that she said, that it was time for an intervention with Donald Trump. See, and I thought that word time was very important. To me, what she said, the way I interpreted it, was that they're going to ramp up their efforts, ramp up the rhetoric, and try to shift it in high gear to destroy Trump and discredit Trump before the 2020 election. They have no choice, because last week Nancy Pelosi had an enlightenment thought. It occurred to her that the only way that they were going to get rid of Donald Trump is if they beat him in an election. Holy mackerel, you already tried it. The most corrupt attempt at a coup that you could generate, and you lost. And you're going to continue to lose. And I'll tell you why you're going to continue to lose. Okay? Because your agenda is not the will of the people. And it was the will of the people to put Donald Trump in the White House. For better or for worse, like him or not, that's where it's at. And you can say whatever you like about Donald Trump. Okay? You can say he's running over kittens with a lawnmower. But, okay, you're not going to put a wedge in between Donald Trump and his conservative base. It's not going to happen. You keep on with this rhetoric. What's going to happen is you're going to make a martyr out of him. Okay? And if you do that, you're going to solidify his base. And it's going to have the opposite effect that you want. I know how you could beat Donald Trump. And I'm not about to share it. But I figured it out. So, I'm not any kind of a genius, okay? It's a common sense thing. So from here on in, there is going to be a ramp up of a cultural and governmental civil war. For lack of a better word, I don't know what else to call it. It's going to be the Democrats and the far, far left. And what's going to happen is, this is my prediction, that they're going to start bringing up the bottom. Okay? We've seen where people just wearing a hat have been attacked. And having officials attacked at restaurants. Okay? But they're really going to hit it in high gear. I see them ramping up the bottom. And it shouldn't be hard to do, because there's enough far left-wing fanatics on the ground that are willing to do it. And they're going to try to push down from the top. And every time he does something that they don't like, they're going to push. And any accomplishments that he has, they're going to bury. But I think it's going to be ramped up from now until 2020. It's going to get worse. And unfortunately, the problem is that the least effective that they are, the more desperate they're going to become. They haven't had a win with Donald Trump, and it's driving them out of their minds. So, to me, that makes them desperate, and desperate makes them dangerous. They already tried a soft coup. What's going to happen? I think it would be naive to take anything off the table at this point. I think that we have to examine what's been said, and because that will give us an indication on the direction that they plan to take to disqualify the president. While I have your attention, I wanted to share this with you. Now, this is not a paid advertisement, okay? I just happen to have read the book. Renu Prasad. This is a great book. It's called The Mastery of You. Okay? And it's not like a typical self-help book. It's full of wonderful stories and poems, and it's just the pyramid of self-importance, and it's just articulation of fear. It's just a wonderful, wonderful manual to have to gain a better insight on yourself. So that's The Mastery of You by Renu Prasad, PhD. Find it, read it. I got a lot out of this book, actually. It is very insightful. Available everywhere. Back to what I was saying. Yeah. We're not only going to see them ramp up from the bottom, but it's also, we're going to see things like their efforts in driving caravans from South America to the border harder than they have been. And because they want to make life for Donald Trump as difficult as possible. Because they're going into the election and they really don't have a leg to stand on. So, I wanted to just, as a conservative, and the sheer amount of rhetoric out there, I was compelled to start this channel, Conservative Voice, in some small way to balance the scales. It seems like, the left have kind of turned the word conservative into a dirty word. So, yeah, and if you're a Christian and a conservative, and you happen to be white, well, that's 3 strikes right there. So I think we needed another voice, and I'm not doing this for notoriety or fame or anything. I'm simply doing this because I think that conservative people need another platform to be heard, because there just aren't very many out there, especially available to people that are on the ground. The conservatives who get up and go to work every day and come home and take care of their families, but they have thoughts and concerns. They see the news. They know what's going on. That was one downfall, I think, of Democratic candidates is they sold the American public short, because the American public is not stupid. And as soon as you start believing that, you've already lost. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to be pandered to. So I think the Obamas and Clinton have a lot to do with what's going on. I think they're injecting their political strategies. I've never seen so many people run for president before. I hope they all get 5% of the vote. And none of them win. We'll see. Some of them got an uphill climb. Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, they got some stuff stacked against them, for sure. And it is political ammunition. And they know it. Their only hope is to use their mainstream media propaganda machine to keep it out of the eyes and the face of the American public until they get elected. Okay, I gotta pop over to Facebook and do some commentary over there, but I wanted to stop into YouTube, let you know who I am, what I'm doing, and I'd appreciate your comments. You can subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That would be great. And tell your friends, and if you think I'm full of shit, you can comment and write me and let me know why, and I'd be happy to have a discussion about it. You can set me straight. So, if you took the time to listen to me, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm just would like to create a platform on the different social medias to allow people to have a place to go to be heard. That is really the whole reason I did this. Okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.